Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur here, coming at you tonight, which is Tuesday, December 7th, for yes, the seventh day of holiday gifts of inspiration around the holidays. If you haven't been following me, well, welcome. And if you have, welcome back. Each night from December 1st through December 25th, I actually unwrap another gift right in front of you. And when I unwrap that gift, I share a very useful, set of inspiration and a technique to actually give you the motivation to do what you need to do. Now, these tools are great because as soon as I show you what they are, you can start using them in your life almost immediately. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank those that are on Facebook watching me, on my Facebook John C. Morley Serial Entrepreneur page, on my LinkedIn profile page, on John C. Morley Serial Entrepreneur YouTube page, and of course, I want to thank our many subscribers that are watching us tonight. Yes, on Twitch. So let's get right into this. But before I do, I'd ask you to please go ahead. Yes. Give me a like, a love, a support. Depending on what platform you're on, show me some love, all right? Really appreciate that. And then why not put in the spot below, what do you think is in this box? And what's in here? Comment below. What's in this big box and what's in here? All right. Can you do that? Great. Now, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. And remember to share it to every one of them, as well as everyone else you know on social media at the end of this cast. All right, so let's open the small one first, shall we? Let's see the small one here. I'll just get this on camera so you can see it. Oh, look at that. It looks like they are two AA batteries, actually. Duracell, 2 AA batteries. Great. So that means that whatever's in this box needs those 2 batteries. That was pretty ingenious, right? Okay, so let's take this open. By taking this. I'm getting presents every single day. This is really like great Christmas for me. And I'm getting to wrap presents too. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I will be coming out with a book sometime next year. And I'll be diving very deep into all these things that I've shared with you in the 25 days. They're going to be my inspiration for my first book that I've been contemplating for a long time. And then there'll be more books later on. So what is this? Okay, fake security camera. What's a fake security camera? Well, inside the box, we get plastic bag, we get some screws and some mollies, and we get a little camera. You've probably seen this before, and I'm going to open this up just like this. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in the 2 batteries like so. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and put the cover back on just like that. And you'll see, oh, you guys can see this or not. You guys see that? Hopefully you can. You'll see there's a light that keeps flashing on and off, right? Now, this actually is not a real camera. This is a fake. Fake. Not real, not authentic, okay? A copy. So a real camera would actually be taking pictures of people and would be for security and things like that. This is just something to deter people to think it's the real thing. Now, why did I give myself this gift? Very good question. Well, a lot of times in life, entrepreneurs, business owners, salespeople, leaders, they seem to beat to a drum that they have to do what everyone else says and that they have to be somebody else, or they have to pretend that they're someone else, or that they have something else. And in some regards, they come off as fake or phony. You probably have had friends like this in college or in high school. They basically just are impressed with the lights and the glitz, but they really aren't true to the core. Now, you're going to come across people like this fake. Only thing it really does for real is it just sort of flashes um, as a camera to make you think that it's a real camera, but it's not. It's just a lens that's not connected to anything and a little LED that's just on the bottom. And there's no on and off switch on it at all. The speaker that's here doesn't do anything. It's just basically a total fake. Now, when we think about being fake, a lot of times people want to be fake because they want to impress someone or they want them to do something for them, so they impress them. But you know what happens when you do that? They find out the truth about you. And when they discover the truth, they want nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you. So a fake security camera, if we look at the contents here, if you can see on the box, I'm not sure if you guys can see it there, but you can see what it says. It says a fake camera, 2 wall screws, has the dimensions on it. And it says right on here, fake security camera, but realistic appearance, no wiring necessary, easy installation. Yeah, you basically put the screws in, link it up there, screw it up to the ceiling, and somebody would think this is a security camera, but it's not. So when you pretend to be something that you're not, a couple of things happen. One, you're being dishonest to yourself. Number 2, you're being dishonest to others. But number 3, you are preventing yourself from expressing the true core of who you are. I don't care whether we're talking about your activities, whether we're talking about sexual orientation, whether we're talking about your skills, whether we're talking about your religion, your politics. It doesn't matter what it is. When you're fake, it's like there can't be any trust anymore. So you only get one chance to make a first impression, all right? And with that one chance, do you want to risk it on the fact of what somebody thinks you should be like or be who you want to be? Because if you are going to pretend to be someone else, you know what's going to happen? There's going to be a day that's going to come along and you're going to be hanging out with this person. All of a sudden, you're going to slip. Oh, what was that? Nothing. And you're going to like try to cover it up. And then you're going to realize that you are being a phony. So if someone's a phony in life, that means that they're being deceptive. And usually they're doing this because they're trying to get something out of you. Maybe it's a favor, maybe it's money, maybe it's some type of reward, right? They don't care about you as a person or the core. All they care about is what they can get out of you. So when we talk about fake, there's lots of things we can talk about. We can talk about people that are dating others and they have the premise that they're coming off of being fake. They're not really interested in the other person. They're just looking to get something. And that's not right. Another thing that would happen in fake is maybe it's a job and maybe you don't like the job that you're at. Okay, fine. You don't like the job that you're at, but that doesn't mean you should be fake or phony about it. You see, if you try to hide what it is that you don't like, it's going to come back and bite you when you least expect it. And if we allow our mind and our body to encapsulate us into being, let's say this, not even, it was just $1, this little thing. Are you worth more than $1? I would think so. But if you pretend to be something you're not, you're actually lowering the standard on yourself. Now you might say, well, gee, I'm raising the standard because I'm acting like somebody I'm not. Right, you're acting like somebody you're not, and you're coming off phony. Your mannerisms, your voice, they don't really have any connection to you or your mind. It's like you're playing a character. If you've ever acted and been in a play or a musical, you're just acting a role or a part, but you really don't have emotions or connections into that part. You're just being that part because that's what you're doing. If you went your entire life and was phony about who you really are inside, you'd be doing yourself and everyone else a disservice. And then if you lie about the way life is that you enjoy, you'd be hurting a lot of people. So, what I want to share with you tonight is that making the choice to be authentic, to let you shine through, that's your personality, that's your individuality, that's your core, that's your passion. Let it shine through. Now, there are going to be people out there saying, oh, well, you can't be like that, or you're this, or you're that. That's fine. Let them think that. You don't need to impress these people. And if you're worried about impressing these people, don't, because they're the ones that have the problem, not you. You don't need to impress anybody. You just need to live your life in the best manner possible. Everyone in life, whether you're getting up from bed, or you're going to sleep, or you're taking a walk, or you're let's say doing exercises, or you're reading a book, or you're on the computer, are you doing something that is you, or are you acting in a manner to try to convince someone? For example, I knew someone that was dating another person, and they thought, oh, I want to impress them and seem really smart. And so they decided they were going to read lots and lots of books. Okay, great. So they said that they would read all these books, and they told them what books they're reading, and they were really impressed. And then one time they were having lunch, and they said, you read all these books, so what's your favorite? And they mentioned the one, and all of a sudden, it was about Edgar Allan Poe and The Pit and the Pendulum. And the person said to the other, so what did you like about The Pit and the Pendulum? What was the protagonist mindset that you think the author was trying to get across? And now you're like, well, I think he did a great job. No, I didn't ask if he did a great job. I said, what view do you think he was trying to get across? Was it the fact of the fear, or was it the fact? Yeah. Well, what about the fear? Tell me. And now, if you didn't read the book and you didn't know about what The Pit and the Pendulum was, you're coming off like a phony. Politicians oftentimes come off as phonies, not because they want to. They do it because they think they need to get popularity. But if somebody just does what they want to do, and they don't try to make friends based on what they're going to say for something they don't want to do. Because if you act your life in a way to please others, that's going to be a problem. I once told my parents this many years ago. I said, in my life and everyone else's life, I said, I am here and you're here. And I'm an adult, and I want to live my life the way I want to without harming another person. But if I live my life the way you want me to live, I won't be happy. I think you want me to be happy in life. So I'm going to encourage all of you tonight to figure out what your core is, to figure out what your passion is. Because I don't think you want to be known as the dollar camera that just kind of flashes and really can't record much of anything. It doesn't even have that bright of a light. Doesn't even have an on and off switch. What do you want for $1? So in your life, think about something that you're working on. Maybe it's a project, maybe it's a relationship. Are you being the person that you really are? Or are you trying to portray something? Like if you're dating someone, are you trying to come off as somebody that's overly intelligent when you're already intelligent, but you're trying to muck it up because you're trying to over-impress them? Now, sometimes people do this because they're nervous, and you shouldn't do that. But the other reason people do it is because they believe that if they come across the way someone else expects them to be, then they'll become friends and they'll build rapport. Well, you're 100% right. You will build rapport and you'll be friends, But you know what's going to happen? Just like I told you with the date with the pit and the pendulum. And as soon as the person found out that they really didn't read the book, they didn't want to date the person anymore. Not because they expected them to be a great reader, but because they portrayed themselves as being involved in that book, in the author, in all the same things. And they lied about who they are. I once knew someone that was pretending to be a different name. And then when they dated that person, they were being everything that their brother was. And by doing that, so the person was like, who are you dating, me or my brother? And so when the person finally learned what they were doing, like, I don't even know who you are anymore. Well, I'm such and such. Yeah, but who are you? Like, I don't really know who I like anymore. Or was that all just a facade? You see, when you are false, when you pretend to be the real thing and you're not, let's take something like a Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Tumi, or any other major manufacturer, Ralph Lauren, Polo, Tommy Hilfiger. Do you wear the false knockoff? No, you wear the authentic thing. But there's people out there that are looking to buy the knockoffs, which is illegal, by the way. And when they buy the knockoffs, they're trying to impress somebody because they have this expensive bag. But really, all they have is a knockoff. So if you're somebody that's trying to spend your life impressing other people, I feel sorry for you. Because you need to realize that if somebody doesn't like you for who you are and the character and the personality and the traits that you have, the heck with them. So how do you go from being phony, if you were, to being truthful? Well, I think you have to make a decision right now and say, look, I might have done things wrong in the past, or I might have been phony in the past. How do I stop doing that? It's very simple. Do what you would do naturally. Don't do something because it's this person. If you're going to go out and, let's say, ski, and you love to ski, great, ski. But if you're going to ski because your date wants to ski or your friend wants to ski and you want to impress them, don't do it. I'm not saying you can't try it, but don't get so involved in the skiing or in the sport just because they do it. You might hate it. Don't do that. You're going to live someone else's life, and that is the worst sentence you could ever have. You're here on this earth to experience so many things and to help yourself and help others, but realize that you have such a unique personality. You have so many great, unique traits. And there are many people that will appreciate you, not the false camera that's blinking like this for $1, right? And all that thing does is just blink, blink, blink. It does nothing. It doesn't make any noise. It just lights up. Have you ever been somewhere? And I like to call these people con artists. You're going to buy something, and all of a sudden they become an expert in this field. But they know nothing, because what the salesperson doesn't know is that you're actually an expert in this field. And you ask them a question, they're like, oh, of course it does that. And you're listening to them, and you're about the time the sales say, okay, well, we'll do all this. That's great. And let's put that down on paper that it does all that. Now they put everything down on paper. You know what happens? It comes back to bite the salesperson, because the salesperson really doesn't know what they're doing. They're faking, or what we call bluffing, their way through the sale. And they might have got the sale, but they may not be out of hot water, because when the sale gets made and that product doesn't deliver what it's supposed to, watch out. I had this happen with a very large company. I won't mention their name, who we bought production equipment from. And the sales rep lied. He told us that the speed was going to be X when he didn't know his head from his ankle. He was just trying to make the sale. So you've heard me talk about be genuine. Be genuine in the interest of other people. Be genuine in who you are and who you portray. Because if you don't take that type of care, that type of concern to show who you really are and what's really inside you, then whose life are you living? And what are you ever going to enjoy? Because what you really want to do may not be what the person said that you want to do is. When you con somebody, you manipulate them, you act like a fraud, you got to feel really bad inside. And then you start to ask yourself, am I this person? Am I not this person? Who am I? I don't even know. And if you're having those kinds of conversations, that's a good indication that you're not a person who's acting on being authentic. An authentic person and somebody that is not fake is able to charge. If they see somebody charging less money for something similar that you're doing, you could charge more money because you're authentic and because you bring value to the table. But if you say, oh, well, I have to charge that because my competitor's charging X. Yeah, if you want to be a phony, you could do that. But if you want to be authentic and let people know that you make a difference, that you're different than everybody else, that's why I'm 3 times more money. And they're going to be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, we're expensive, and that's exactly why you should go with us. Well, I don't know. Well, we're not for everybody. So if you decide to come back, great. And you could take that approach if you want. But what I'm encouraging you to do right now is dig deep into your body, into your heart, into your core. Find out who you are as a person and make sure that when you get involved in a relationship or you get involved in a business deal, that you're true and authentic about what you represent and what you know. Now, if you're trying to convey to them that, hey, you're an expert in the field and you're just saying things to get them to try to buy it, but you're not lying about anything, and as long as you're not, manipulating them, that's fine. Like, yes, I'm going to be your consultant today. But if they get let's say a little bit deep and they say, well, can I operate that with 8 motors? That's a great question. I'm going to have to check with a specialist instead of, oh, yeah, I know you definitely can do that. And let's get you signed up. You see, he has no recollection to what he's even saying. He's just trying to put the money in his pocket. And those are the kinds of salespeople that are fired before you come back the next time. I know when I lease and buy my car every couple of years, I never have the same sales rep. They're always gone. They're usually these kids from college, and they lie. They lie. They don't know what they're talking about. I remember the last time that I went in there, it was an older gentleman. He wasn't a college kid, and he promised me something. And you know what happened? I went back a few weeks. He wanted me to do a survey. I did a survey. Then I said to him, let's just call him Joe. That's not his name. Joe, whatever happened with the information I gave you? You were going to have your wife follow up with me. Oh, yeah, I'll have to check. I'll give the information. No one reached out to you? No one reached out to me. And they're full of it. They're full of it. Somebody can fool me once. Okay? They do it again, I'm going to be on my guard. If they do it a third time, we're done. We're done. First time, I can understand it's a mistake. Second time, I'm not going to be so trusting of you. Third time, I'm not even going to deal with you. This is what we call sales scum. Now, not all our salespeople are like this, but people that are not authentic to the core of who they are and what they represent, These are the kinds of people that cannot be bought. I always say to people when they're on our unboxing or review channel, you have to send the product into us, donate it to us, and you cannot pay us to say what you want. We'll give an honest review of the product and we'll state exactly how it works or doesn't work. So if you're trying to send us lemons and wanting to make them lemonade, keep your product, because we can't be bought to give a false representation to our viewers. It means too much to me to tell people the truth. Well, I could give you X if you say this. I bet you could, and we're not interested. A lot of people can be bought. And if you're somebody who can be bought to put words in your mouth, I encourage you, friends, to sit back and think, because someday the words that you come out of your mouth, you're going to wish you never said. And that's promise. So as I'm wrapping up here tonight, you have a choice. Do you want to be a false fraud like this dollar, useless, fake security camera? Or do you want to be authentic? Somebody that is the truth. Somebody that actually has meaning and value and integrity. If you want that, then you got to make a decision right now, friends, that you're going to do what's right, not just for you, not just for the company, but also for the client. If you can't agree to those three things, then I think you should probably sit down and realize that your life's not going to go very far and you're not going to attain success. You may get up there, but you're going to tumble right down, because once people see the fraud that you actually are, no one's going to even come close to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, and you've been watching tonight The Fraud. Are you authentic, or are you like this fake security camera? There's a lot of fake people in our world, but finding the authentic ones, that is what makes someone successful. If you got value out of this tonight, be sure to go to youtube.com, type my name, John space C space Morley, and the word serial entrepreneur, and then you'll see the link, help keep our content free. Below that, click on that PayPal link and make the choice tonight to buy my team and I a cup of coffee. We'll be so grateful for those pennies and those dollars that you put into us, that we'll put that into new hardware, new equipment, new facilities, new staff, to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content that's authentic, pure, true, and able to help you rock your core, to bring the potential of who you really are to the world. That may not be an easy thing, but I never told you success was going to be an easy journey. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. I'll be back tomorrow with another great unwrapping. That'll be day 8. And I encourage you right now to ask the question, are you going to live your life as an authentic person, or someone that's just a con or a fraud trying to get people to believe a story that really won't hold water very long? Have yourself a great rest of your night, everyone. Take care.